So over the past couple of weeks, Sony has been getting a lot of flack because of how they handle game preservation. And by game preservation, I mean specifically with the Horizon remake thing that they're making. I don't really follow it. I didn't really like the game. Just wasn't my cup of tea. But they are remaking that game already for the current gen console cycle that we're in. And this was pretty much the same argument that people had when they originally announced that they were pretty much remaking The Last of Us for PS5 and for PC. It felt a lot like a slap in the face to people who have been long-term fans of Sony, like myself. I'm not like a long-term fan of Sony. I've been a fan of Sony since the PS4 days, but for someone like myself who really indulges in game preservation and plays a lot of older games, even though I'm a newer fan of it, I still kind of felt slapped in the face a little bit. I mean, we have games like Sly Cooper that need new installments or remakes or something. Come on, who doesn't love Sly Cooper, am I right? Now, on kind of my list of Sony games that I would love to get either remastered, remade, a touch-up, a new game in the franchise, something, just to show that Sony does love it, was Twisted Metal. Now, Twisted Metal is a very unique style of game. There's not a lot of games that really are like Twisted Metal, and it takes a certain individual to enjoy those games. Luckily, I've played Twisted Metal 2, and I really liked it. I really liked it. I really like the franchise as a whole. I don't know like all of the ins and outs. I know the TV show. I thought it was pretty good. But outside of that, I'm not someone who is a huge Twisted Metal fan. I'm not someone who sits here and wishes every single day for a new Twisted Metal game. But with all of the news recently and a lot of just the negativity, just overall on the internet, just all the time, I feel like a lot of people missed this news. This was not something I saw really anybody cover, even some people that I'm good friends with who I thought would cover something like this. No shade, like whatsoever to anybody, but just people that I know make tons of videos every day. Maybe I missed an upload. I don't know. YouTube is weird with that bell notification. But I found this on the Game Rant website. So again, things could be wrong here. I know I've done videos before where people have called out Game Rant in the comment sections for getting information wrong, and I definitely hold them accountable. But in terms of video game websites, I like them more than IGN. I have to say that in every single video, just so that way eventually when someone from IGN sees a video, because it will happen, it's my life goal, they'll know how shitty they are. So this title is Rumor. Classic Twisted Metal games could be making a comeback. And it's a picture of our sweet old guy, Sweet Tooth. And the key takeaways for this article are that some classic Twisted Metal games may be re-released sometime in 2025. Sweet Tooth's voice actor, J.S. Gilbert, claims to have heard rumors of a special release of Twisted Metal Head On, Twisted Metal 2, and Twisted Metal Black. Now, there's no official announcement whatsoever, but 2025 is the 30th year anniversary of Twisted Metal, which makes me feel really old because I remember people growing up with playing these games. Like, these are classic games, classic Sony video games. And honestly, these are just games. Like, I know that people nowadays talk about how much gaming has changed over the last 5-10 years, but in the last 30 years, gaming has completely reinvented itself. Sorry, I hit the microphone there. I apologize. But Twisted Metal is almost like a relic of a previous time in gaming. At least to me. That's how I see it, because it just feels that way even while you're playing it or watching it. And I think this is absolutely the direction that Sony should be going with game preservation. The first Twisted Metal game was released on the original PlayStation. I believe it was the PlayStation 1, and I feel like it had to be, in 1995. 1995. There are people who I know for a fact watch my videos who were not born for 10 years after that, okay? Granted, I was born 7 years after that, but then that's not much better. But hey, I still remember knowing people who played this game growing up, okay? And there was a Twisted Metal reboot, I believe. I don't know if it's just called Twisted Metal like the original one that released in 2012 for the PlayStation 3, but there really hasn't been a huge demand, I think, outside of hardcore Twisted Metal fans for this gaming franchise to be brought back, which I think is really sad because I think this gaming franchise, again, is such a great example and a great case study for how video games have changed so much and how things have drastically shifted in the industry here. However, I will point out the Game Rant brings up that there has been a new following for the Twisted Metal series because of the Peacock show, and really quick, that show is really good. Like, it's actually such a great, fun video game live action thing to watch. I know video game adaptations get like shit on all the time, but that one's pretty good, I think. Now they show it looks like a Reddit post from Sweet Tooth's voice actor for Twisted Metal Black and 2012. It looks like he essentially says, I did hear that Head On, TM2, and TM Black are being refreshed and bundled for some special release in 2025, but who knows, I suppose I could get a call asking me to do the voice on a new TM game. I'm not holding my breath though. Thanks for the kind words. Now, I know a lot of people might say, how is it possible that this voice actor doesn't know for certain? And that's just because, honestly, at this point, voice actors are kind of the last to know things sometimes, especially with how many things are leaked from voice actors nowadays. And again, there is no official news here. This is not something that's confirmed. It's not something that is even being discussed. I think it's cool. I think we need more things like this. Older games need to be preserved. There's no reason why games that come out 30, 20, 15 years ago even are harder to play than ever, especially when we have services on every single console that's out there. We have Steam, we have Xbox Game Pass, we have the PlayStation whatever catalog thing. I don't know what it's called because I don't use it. And then the Switch has their very different way, kind of like Nintendo. It's almost like a Nintendo Game Pass for older games. But I really think that this is an important step in the right direction for Sony in particular, because if they are going to remake or remaster games that have been out for 10 years or so, then they should also be doing a large part to bring back games that really got them their footing, because PlayStation would not be where it is today without games like Twisted Metal or Sly Cooper or like 1,000 different games that came out back in those days. Like, it really would not be the powerhouse gaming system that we know today. But yeah, if you're a Twisted Metal fan, let me know in the comment section down below. Please don't eat me alive. I'm not saying anything bad about Twisted Metal. I think the original game is so much fun. I think that the the sequel, I really liked Twisted Metal 2. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. But if you enjoyed Twisted Metal, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. I will say thank you guys for the support recently. Again, we are closing in at 900 subscribers. So if you're new here, click that button. It's really not that hard. Make sure to like the video as well. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.